As a nutritionist, one question I asked myself was, what foods can I add in my diet that may help support the effects of lower estrogen during menopause? Or what can I use as a natural replacement for estrogen during menopause? As I researched more into menopause, I discovered that too much estrogen increases our risk for estrogen-related diseases. So in this video, I'm going to share what foods to add in your menopause diet that may support the effects of lower estrogen during menopause, how these foods act like estrogen, and how these foods also support you to keep your estrogen in balance with other female hormones. If you're new here, my name is Shirley and I'm a nutritional therapist with a 3-year diploma in nutritional therapy. When we are thinking about replacing our estrogen levels from perimenopause onwards, we need to do it in balance with other female hormones. Why does menopause cause an imbalance in your female hormones, and why can this make your menopause symptoms worse? It's normal for our female hormones to drop as we enter perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. However, progesterone and testosterone can drop a lot faster than estrogen, and this may be making your menopause symptoms worse. But how do these foods work when it comes to supporting lower estrogen during menopause? To begin to understand this, let's talk about how estrogen works in our body in general. Estrogen is a group of female hormones, and for this video we're talking mostly about estradiol, which is the female hormone that gets produced predominantly in your ovaries during your childbearing years. Estrogen doesn't work on its own. It needs to attach or bind with your estrogen receptors, which is found all over your body, including your brain, digestive, and your immune system. Estrogen is like the key that you put through your front door, opens the front door, allows you into your house, and in terms of our body, the estrogen binds with our estrogen receptors, allowing you to have great memory, recall, having lots of energy, supporting your immune system, having a really good digestive system. There are also different types of estrogen receptors and different organs or cells in your body. Estrogen will have a different effect depending on where it is, and this is why we have different symptoms as individuals. And it's also why some symptoms may get better while other symptoms get worse, because of the different types of estrogen receptors and how they act in the different organs or cells in your body. So how do these foods work? These foods are known as phytoestrogens, and they have a similar structure to our natural estrogen, and they've got the ability to bind with our estrogen receptors, causing a weak estrogen-like reaction in our body. By adding these phytoestrogen-rich foods, you may find that it may be enough to decrease the effects of lower estrogen in your body. When I started my perimenopause journey, I was still working as a midwife, and the first place that I went to research all about menopause was the NICE guidelines. And one thing that I did not expect to learn was that too much estrogen increases our risks for estrogen-related diseases. Part of the reason for this is because of how we metabolize and how quickly our body gets rid of used estrogen. And this is affected by the foods that we eat and our lifestyle. Which is why the first phytoestrogen-rich foods I add in my menopause diet are cruciferous vegetables. Not only are cruciferous vegetables sources of phytoestrogens, they also provide sulfur-containing cancer-protective chemicals. The act of chewing supports the release of compounds that supports the metabolism of estrogen to the pathways that are least likely to cause estrogen-related diseases. Cruciferous vegetables are also rich in fiber, which supports the balance of our gut bacteria known as estrobolome. And our estrobolome are a group of bacteria that supports the estrogen metabolism to the safest pathways. Do you know that constipation may increase your estrogen levels? Before I knew anything about perimenopause or menopause, I used to be regularly constipated or having really loose movements, and I'd never thought anything about this up until I did start my perimenopause journey. I discovered that being constipated can increase your estrogen levels whether you're in perimenopause, menopause, or still in the childbearing years. When our body has used our estrogen, like a normal toxin. It needs to get rid of it effectively. One way that our body stores used estrogen ready for excretion is it stores it in our stools. And ideally, we should be having a regular 1 or 2 bowel movements per day. And if you're constipated, compounds known as beta-glucuronidase react with those safely stored estrogen in your stools, allowing them to get released back into your body, causing an increase of your estrogen levels or estrogen dominance. And this may be one reason why you get worse menopause symptoms. And just as importantly, this increases the amount of estrogen in your body, increasing your risk for estrogen related illnesses, which is why it's really important to have a regular bowel movement during menopause. The next phytoestrogen rich foods to add in your menopause diet are flax seeds. Flax seeds are not only one of the highest sources of the phytoestrogen lignin, it's also a high source of fiber. When flax seeds are broken down in your digestive system, they release compounds that are thought to have cancer protective properties. However, to be able to get the nutrients and to get the benefits of the fiber content of flax seeds, it's important to grind them down because their outer shells makes it difficult for our body to digest and break it down enough for us to benefit by having flax seeds in your diet. Like a lot of you, when I'm busy, the last thing I want to do is to grind seeds or nuts that I need on a daily basis, which is why I have this ready-milled mix of flax, seeds and nuts. When I want to avoid a sugary snack, I also have them in cafe yogurt with some berries, other seeds such as pumpkin and sunflower, as well as coconut flakes. The next types of foods to add in your menopause diet that provides a source of phytoestrogen is soya. Soybeans or soya are good sources of the phytoestrogen lignin and isoflavones, which are thought to bind more with your beta-estrogen receptors. These receptors are thought to be more predominantly in your bones, your urogenital areas and your cardiovascular system. And the lack or low estrogen during perimenopause or menopause may be one reason why some women are more likely to develop osteoporosis, vaginal dryness, itching or discomfort, as well as the ability to increase menopause weight gain and make it harder to lose weight during menopause. We have to remember that not all soya products are made equal and that your gut bacteria or your estrogen has a really important role when it comes to getting the benefits of soya during menopause. Some soya products such as processed soya may also be made using high heat or chemicals. Some people may have digestive issues which may make it difficult for you to digest soya products, which then leaves you with bloating and digestive discomfort. The best soya products to try are fermented soya products, so we're talking about miso soup, natto and tempeh. Admittedly, I don't have a lot of soy products in my menopause diet. I've tried tempeh, it's quite nice as a source of carbohydrate and fiber, but it does take some getting used to. I also have miso soup during the colder months, and I use soya milk in my coffee or decaffeinated tea. And during the summer or the warmer weather, I tend to have soya beans as part of a side dish in my salads. The next types of phytoestrogen-rich foods to add in your menopause diet are legumes, beans, and pulses. And these types of foods are high in the phytoestrogen isoflavones. On the days that I have beans or legumes in my diet, I have better moods, better energy, better memory and brain function, and most importantly, I get better sleep, which is why I like to have beans and lentils on a regular basis. They're a great source of fiber to support regular bowel movements, the balance of your gut bacteria or your estrogen, which supports the metabolism of estrogen to the safest pathways. Fiber can help you to feel full for longer, which means less snacking, and this may help to maintain a healthy menopause weight. Another source of phytoestrogen is red wine, and for a lot of you, you may be thinking, yay! And once upon a time, I would have thought the same. But if you're like me, you may have found that red wine and other alcoholic drinks do not have the same pleasure as they used to give us when we were younger. It can make your menopause symptoms worse, so it can disturb your sleep, wake you up in the middle of the night, and then find it hard to get back to sleep again. It can make brain fog and memory issues worse, as well as making your moods worse. And that's because of the alcoholic content of red wine. Red wine is a source of the phytoestrogen isoflavones, as well as a rich source of polyphenols. However, because of its alcoholic content, red wine may not be the best source of your phytoestrogens. Alcohol also causes blood sugar imbalances, which is one reason you may wake up a lot more in the middle of the night when you drink alcohol the evening before. Also, alcohol depletes your B vitamins, which is why you may find that when you are drinking alcoholic drinks, you have really rubbish energy and mood the next day. One reason that I prefer to use foods as my source of phytoestrogens is because they provide other nutrients that are really important during menopause. And one nutrient that we really need during menopause, which is important for around 300 body functions, is magnesium. And you can find out more about the benefits of magnesium, what types of foods will provide the magnesium that's best for menopause, by watching this video.